Hi everybody, welcome to my channel, Chatting with Chops. My name is Karen and I like to make fun and entertaining videos that might teach you a little something. Today we are going to make cheese Danish. So let's get started. So the first thing we want to do when we are making cheese Danish is you want to go ahead and preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And then you want to line some baking pans with parchment paper or your slip mats and have those ready. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take an egg yolk and put it in our mixing bowl. And then we're going to take 4 ounces of cream cheese. Now I have cut this recipe in half, so that I'm only making 4 of them, but the recipe does make 8, and I will make sure that I put the full recipe in the description box below so that you'll have the full recipe if you want to make all 8, but I'm just going to make a half of one today. So I'm putting 4 ounces of cream cheese. Okay. We're going to take 1.5 tablespoons of sugar. So there's 1.5 tablespoons of sugar. And then we need 1/2 teaspoon of lemon juice. Okay. So there's our 1/2 teaspoon of lemon juice. And then we're taking 1/8 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And I don't know if you watched any of my prior videos, but I like using vanilla bean paste. So we're going to do 1/8. We're going to do 1/8 teaspoon of vanilla paste because it is the equivalent of vanilla extract. Okay. So we've got that in there. And then we're just going to mix this up until it's nice and smooth. Okay, so we're just going to use some puff pastry sheets. This is Pepperidge Farm. I found it on one of our local grocery stores, and that's what I'm using today. And so basically what I've done is I have laid my puff pastry out on my baking mat. And what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of flour on my fingers just so I won't stick to my puff pastry. And just kind of even out the borders and everything. And then I'm going to flip it over and just kind of even it out a little bit. And then I'm going to cut these in 4s. And I'm just going to use a regular butter knife because I don't want to actually cut my slip mat. So I'm just going to cut this very gently into 4s. Because again, remember what I told you earlier, I cut the recipe in half. Okay. So now I'm just going to make sure that I got my 4s cut out okay. I'll just move those away from each other a little bit so that I can have a little room to work. And since I wasn't using a sharp knife, you have to kind of watch your edges. Okay. So now we have those all nice and separated out. And now what we're going to do is we're going to fold our edges over about 1 inch to make octagon shapes. So we just want to bring them in very gently, kind of like that. Just do all 4 of them that way. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take some of our cream cheese mixture and we're going to put a dollop of it right in the center. We want to do about 2 tablespoons. So just the mixture that we made up. And again, these mixers really do mix well, but I like to just give them one final little stir to make sure everything's in there real good. There's nothing, sneaking around the bottom. So I'm just going to put a nice big dollop right in the center. No reason to scrimp. And as you see, it's dripping everywhere because I'm the messy cook. Okay. And you don't want to spread it out, just let it stay in its nice little spot there. And then what we're going to do from here is we're going to just brush a little bit of our egg wash, which is just egg and a little bit of water, around the edges so that they'll kind of go nice and golden brown once they cook. You don't have to put a lot of it on there, just give it a little bit of a wash. And you can add a little bit of extra granulated sugar around the edges if you'd like, just depending on how sweet you want the recipe to be. The person I'm making this for is not big on super sweet stuff, so I'm going to leave that sugar out for right now. All right, and now we're going to stick this in the oven. Again, you've preheated it for 400 degrees for about 18 minutes until they're nice and golden brown, and then bring them out and let them cool. All right, so I have taken them out of the oven. They cooked for 400 degrees for about 15 minutes, and they are just gorgeous. So we're going to take these off of the cookie sheet and let those cool completely, and then we are just going to chow down on them. Hope you like this video. Please like and subscribe and help me make more videos for you guys, and I will catch you on the next bake. Thanks for watching.